There we go. Feeling a little orange thing. Tangerine, clementine. No. I don't know what the fuck you call these things in English. That thing. So we're mapping. We should do the Ascendancy soon. And I think, unfortunately, I'm not going to take Time Freeze. I'm going to take this. I think. Recoup. But I'm not sure. Oh. Because I really want Time Freeze, but the thing is, and I think this is just the balance of the game right now. I feel like super duper ultra squishy. For that, we're gonna have to stack more life. But I have a little bit of regen. But it is really just a little bit. I have 9% regen. Or 0.9% regen, rather. Which is kind of nothing. And I can't really get more armor energy shield because it doesn't exist on the tree except for all the way over there. Yeah. And this is a shield node in reality. Here we have more. Also a block node. And pushing over to the left side here isn't worth it. Because this is about specializing in shapeshifting and minions and shields and flails and shit. And that's not what I'm doing. I have some fire damage here, but this is actually a really good elemental area. But going all the way over here for hybrid armor, yes, it's not worth it. I have 100% increased already, and that's gonna have to do. We do probably need to get nodes here. We do have faster start, but we have intelligence percentage here. Reduced to maximum mana. I could take that. This is one of the biggest nodes. I saw people bitch about I saw people bitch about a lot of nodes having negatives. But honestly, I think that's a lot more interesting than just being super powerful nodes. Like, okay, maybe if you want to do a slower maze build, you can sacrifice a little bit of attack speed and get more damage than you would normally. You know? That's not supposed to be fireball, that's supposed to be... Okay, my setup is fucked right now. I was messing around with heals. There. Let's not even have fireball equipped. Get your staff. I think I want to continue my monk next, because I think I'm beginning to understand more how some things work. Like these nodes, this one, 11% damage is extra chaos damage. The true point of this is a replacement for critical hits. If you get this node, you get this node. Hello, Mr. Henry. How's it going? This is 10% Fizz as extra chaos. This is 11. If you get that, what you have is 21% critical hit. Except it's a fixed value. What's up? Oh, just waking up, you know. Gonna try doing some mapping on my wizard, but it's fucking terrible. What's my hobbies? Are you a bot? Hobbies are playing video games. And killing monkeys. No? Okay. Take your word for it. I get more bots in here than viewers. Oh, stat. But yeah, these nodes are basically critical hits. So, is it like 10% crit? That's just 10% more damage. And having this is 11% more damage. So this is the same as having 10% critical hit chance. And then what do you get here? 11, 22, 33, 44. 49, 54, 59, 62, 82. So these two, that's 82% increased chaos damage, which means that this is now almost 20%. That is the same as critical hits. Except I think crits might scale better, but this is more reliable. Plus you can scale that with critical hits too. So it's like a critical hit that you can multiply with critical hits. Once I realized that, the monk became a lot more interesting. I'm gonna go back and experiment with that more. I did manage to make it feel better. Either way. Hello, Jono. It's going fine. More or less, except that this guy won't die. There. Oh, a jeweler's orb that I don't need. What's your Saturday? So expert means endgame item. So we pick up expert. I need more armor, and the only way to get that is to use better bases with more armor. Why are you saying I'm a robot? Weird question, so. Sorry about it. Very botty question. What they always ask. Oh, there's the breach. Wait, did they patch the game overnight? Is that gonna stay visible?
I must travel light.
Let's move away from it, see if it stays. Because in that case... No, never mind. It doesn't stay. I'm waiting for them to fix it so that you can see breaches and stuff like that. Even when you're not there. Breaks armor. Okay.
I have no space for that.
Go on.
Oh, that guy.
Greetings.
Garbage, garbage. This is actually a pretty good bow, but yeah, not looking for bows. On a belt. I do want one of these belts. Maybe we'll 13 virus. No, that's trash. What about this one? Increased armor energy shield. 23 cold res. T2, T4. It's not worth a regal. And nothing good here. So all the items here are level 60, which means at best what you'll find here at this point is just starter gear. Mapping.
On with the work.
Go there. It's not very good. It just isn't. But it's better than this armor in every way, except that this has... It's got 2 life rolls. But it's got a T9 life roll with a T2 hybrid life roll. So replacing this is going to be really hard. But this has quality in it. Really a bad amount of quality, but this still has 100 more armor. So
Yes.
we need to find something like this with an actual good armor roll, not a T2 one. And then maybe we have a chance of not exploding the second something scratches us. Did I kill that guy? They're pretty slow at disappearing from the map, but yeah, he's dead. So up here is the breach.
A rare treasure.
Those are energy shield boots. I don't want just energy shield.
Speak.
That has potential. It's got 2 big rolls there. But I think I don't want it for my character. Just store it there somewhere for now. 25 dex, accuracy, fist damage. Full res. Increased crit bonus. Ah, this is pretty bad. One's bad. One's bad. Bad. All bad.
Yes. On with the work.
By Garukan!
I would like to try playing the cast speed Fire Mage instead, because right now what I'm doing is I'm trying to play low cast speed on purpose. Just low cast speed, lots of damage. Now, the problem with that right now, I would say, is that I'm not playing crit. And I'm not playing Ignite in a big enough way. Like, I don't have all the magnitude nodes and shit. So that means we're not, like, properly multiplying the damage, but I am trying to run Flame Blast with Ignite now. At least. But don't know if it's going that well.
Victory is mine!
But I think my defenses are actually, like, fine. Because I think it's just the game that's bad right now. Because it completely depends on the map. Sometimes I can just take melee hits just fine, and there's no problem. And some maps, the mobs literally will hit you for
There is power in this object. I can feel
80% of your health. Just like that. So until we see some tweaking of mob types, I think armor is gonna feel really bad. Because that's really how it is. It's just...
Yes.
Was that like really good? Not really. It just has a high evasion roll. Whatever. We finally found a stat upgrade. But not for our build. But I'll keep this. But this is only for physical spell skills. And unfortunately, all the physical spells that are in the game are super lame. But this is really good. 31% increased chaos damage and +2 to all spell skills.
I'll be here.
We'll keep that. And that. Strength mana boots, no.
Greetings. Until next time.
Map is complete. Let's go do the breach. Honestly, I'm kind of coming around a little bit. I don't think we should have 6 portals. But... Nah, it's hard to do. I think we should just have 1 portal. I don't care about the fucking casuals who just want to sit and be brain dead and just chill out with the game. Like, fuck those guys. They can honestly eat my ass. I hate those people. But the one thing I do feel that it creates is that if you find stuff like this, you can't really do it until you finish the map. And that means running around a lot. You know, you find it here in the beginning, and then you have to clear the whole map, and then you have to jog all the way back to the breach to do it. And that's bad. That's genuinely bad. I hate that. It's not good. This is something that you should feel like you can do when you find it on the map. But I feel like multiple factors are involved. Like, the first is that enemies right now, it just feels like PoE 1. You see them spawn, and then immediately they're on you, in your face. There's no, like, strategic play or anything at all. It's just shits on you immediately. And the damage of the monsters, it's so... The range is so massive. Plus, this is designed to have harder monsters, which I don't agree with. So, this is a lot more rippy, so to speak. And I just feel like if it was more reliable how dangerous it was, I would be more okay with just doing it on the spot. But the way it is now, like, not really. But I also think that you can't really give the players more portals without it being 6 portals. Because right now you have 6 portals to go in and out to sell loot, right? And you need all 6 portals. If you're farming blue stuff as well, you need all 6 portals almost. So you can't just increase the amount of lives you have, so to speak, to like 3, because that would be stupid. You know, like if it's 1, that's more like, it makes more sense to accept that. Like if I go in, I have 6 entries, if I go in, it's over. And if I die. But if you increase it to like 3 or something and have 6 portals, that just feels weird. It's just arbitrary and strange. And having 6 portals is pathetic. You know, like nothing matters. You're literally just suicide running half the time if you have 6 portals. Unless you're trying to get XP.
Fire, thank you. Victory is mine.
Right, can we find anything more in here? Oh! See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. The damage is so random. At first it's like, yeah, this is fine, this is fine. The entire map, like, it's fine. And then... dead in 1 hit. But what happened there is that I don't have proper Chaos Rests, but they're also not actually dropping Chaos Rests. Like, you cannot find Chaos Rests on gear. They either have to make Chaos Rests literally like 10 times more common. It should be just as common as anything else. But it's 10 times more rare and it has lower values than everything else. Or they need to add crafting back, like crafting bench, and add chaos recipes on it. There really is no other option because they have so much chaos in the maps and in the game all the time that they just can't do it any other way. Like either they get rid of all the fucking chaos shit, or they give us more resistances. Because right now it's just bad. Alright, let's go to a boss. And the chaos damage is still almost double like as tuned as it should be for early maps. I should be able to do these maps without getting obliterated by chaos damage with 10% chaos res. Chaos res is a late game thing. This is not late game. This is mid game.
Toxins.
But I feel like the most common element in the entire game is chaos, which is kind of strange considering that they're still using PoE1 loot tables or mod tables. Or chaos.
Didn't break a sweat.
Oh, what the fuck is that? What just happened? What the fuck was that? gigantic anchors on me. What the fuck? What are you doing?
They rise from the
That's
waters.
ridiculous. Found the boss. Motorcycle time. Yeah. I don't know, man. We can ignite, but it's like barely. But this is an ES boss. We have to keep attacking her. I kind of want to make a curse build. But I don't know. I don't know who I would put a curse build on. Oh shit! It's honestly almost this character, I'll be honest. But I don't have enough, like, I don't have all the ignite magnitudes on free. Oh, wow. I think they're both shit, though.
I have no space for that.
Yeah. They're both shit.
This has a history of its own.
You have a smoke cloud surrounding you while stationary. And this one I've had 3 of. Also, days build up equal to 100% of damage dealt. Useless. This is just a blind, which is really bad. Oh. You can't teleport out of certain boss arenas even after you kill the boss, which is kind of weird.
Go on.
Wait, why can't I salvage? No, I need to disenchant.
Yes.
Never mind. The other one's superior or something?
On with the work.
We're still pretty far from getting a chance orb. I don't know why it's so hard to get tier 2s. Like, I cannot find tier 2 maps. It's only dropping tier 1s and tier 3s. I think this might be a tier 2, and then we might be done with tier 2s, so... Then we should be golden with the tier 3s. Because the one thing, if I did go for a curse build more, I could use flammability to cause the ignites that I need more. And that could also allow the curse to apply the exposure instead of solar orb. I'll have to experiment and take a little look. But I don't have any medium jeweler's orbs, so I think that's what I need on the curse. I think it has 3 slots already. Whoa! Like what was that? It's just like some random fucking little bitch skeleton with a ranged attack. Just does literally 750 damage in one hit. No, flammability still has an open slot. It's got skill effect duration. Does that affect the delay? No. But it's so expensive. And I think it would still feel bad even if I went with that. Because it's... If the curse is slow, it costs a lot of mana. It still probably won't do any damage. I feel like I would have to remove the mana cost reduction from it. And even with it, it's expensive as fuck. Why is... Jesus Christ! Being vomited on is by far the worst attack in the game. Every single monster that vomits on you, it's like, it's physical damage. And it stuns you, and then you take the entire attack while you're stunned. And physical damage is by far the most dangerous damage outside of chaos. The reason I'm thinking about trying to do more stuff with the curse is because using the solar orb to ignite is kind of ass. And honestly, right now, the solar orb is my worst spell. Which is unfortunate, because it's my favorite spell. But it's so bad, it does nothing. Because I need to... I feel like I need to have AoE on it.
Of course. What can
But even with, like, maxed AoE... It's not really... Oh, we got Chaos Res boots there. But the wrong type.
until next time.
We'll save those, but we're not gonna regal them. Doesn't have movement speed, that's the problem. Wildfire res. Why did I waste so many? Gosh.
Greetings. On with the work.
But now that we are up here, let's pop that in there. And then gonna grab burning inscription. So I think this is wrong. This is not what we need here. Thankfully, it doesn't make the curse any more expensive, but it does damage based on my maximum mana. And my maximum mana is pathetic. Did that, like, make it bigger? No.
Return to your grave.
Yeah, you see, the ignite is really bad there. But to do that, we would have to play Mana Stacker. Mana Burn. Which I think is the way to play. It seems right now Mana is the most OP build in the game. No matter what. Because if you just go like ES Mana, Mind Over Matter, and then you just go Eldritch Battery, you're just invulnerable. Because you just have like infinite mana. All hits go to mana. The more mana you have, the more regen you have too. So it's like you're stacking life regen that doesn't exist anywhere else on the tree. Cause like look at my mana right now. I'm getting like 100 mana every like 3 seconds or something. And I have no mana. I have no mana regen. But even if you cut that in half, and you then up your mana to like 5,000-6,000, and then you turn that into life. You then have several thousands of life with like 1,000 life regen every second. Some things feel a little bit not fully thought through, like Mind Over Matter. I think there was a good reason it existed in the way it did. They should probably change it back to the way it is in PoE 1.
Speak. What can I do for you? Yes. On with the work.
Alright, we still need another T2. Briani.
What is it?
As you T2, no.
Indeed.
100% more stun buildup. That sounds cancer. Step. Alright, fine. Let's just do a normal map here. Do the forge.
I welcome the heat.
Is this a spoiler map? Looks like a spoiler map.
Flame!
Haven't seen this one before. Because the thing is, like, I would love to use this to just ignite, but it's so fucking slow, since I'm playing double curse, that it just doesn't make sense. It's easier to just
More time.
do it with Solar Orb, as bad as Solar Orb is at it. I kind of think that skills shouldn't. I think Ignite should be different.
I need more time.
Like, I like that Ignite is based on hits now. I think that's just the simplest way to do it. It just makes the most sense. But I don't like Ignite chance being tied to it. Really. Because it means that, like, Solar Orb could never ignite. So it just has that component in the middle where it auto-ignites, but otherwise, it's not gonna ever ignite. Same thing with Ember Fusillade or whatever. Like, Flame Blast does probably like 10 times more damage than all my other skills. And it fails to ignite. Often. It failed to ignite there. So if I need to grab like all the ignite nodes on the tree for Flame Blast, I mean, I guess I should just not expect it to ignite 100%. But it's still like, it's kind of weird. Jesus Christ, man.
Out of mana.
Let's refund that 1 damage node. I think I can refund that stat node. And
New realm of power.
then we're gonna go and grab this. More damage taken, recouped as life. That's 21. 26. We have 26% damage taken, recouped as life now. Let's see if that helps. We have elemental damage here too, that I want to take this too. But the fist recoup is a lot more important.
What is it?
A new realm.
Hello. I'll be here, waiting.
E4 hybrid. Nah.
Greetings.
Not very good.
Fall before me.
The solar orb. Nah, I genuinely think that unless you're playing a one-button build, playing mono element sorceress is not worth it. Because you can't do anything with your support gems. You don't have enough options. It's just... you just don't have enough. You can kind of have like 2 damage spells or something. But beyond that,
I can't do that yet.
you don't have enough.
I can't do that yet.
You need to make more support gems. And with that said, I can kind of see why some people are bitching about, you know, please remove the 1 support gem limit. But that's not the solution. It's a terrible idea. Kiwi 1 was fucking garbage when it came to the support gems. It was literally one of the worst things about Kiwi 1.
A rare treasure.
Support gems were so bad. The system literally does not work.
Son of Solarai.
But it's a little bit... I'm still a bit unsure how it's gonna work out. Because I think that the one support limit is good, but
Not yet.
it might genuinely shoehorn you into certain things. Which is the opposite of the intention. And what I mean, right, is it depends on what kind of support gems are available. Like if they add Immolate from PoE 1, I want Immolate a lot. In fact, that's what I would like to see them add next. Immolate makes the skill unable to ignite, I think. But it does more damage against ignited targets. So that's what I want to do here. Like, I would like to have one skill that can ignite and one skill that takes advantage of it. But if they do that, that might create a situation where, okay, now you need to do the two things. Like, you need to have an ignite source and you need to have a direct damage source so that you can just do the both things on all builds to now buff your base damage by igniting something, right? And it might force people into having just something that can ignite, not for the sake of making some kind of ignite build, but just because that's like the only source of more damage. That's why, like, I'm not a huge fan of the support gem system in the first place. I think it's too unmanageable as a developer. And it is.
I have no space for that.
Because it's something I talk about. Something I call feels design, where it's just about something that feels cool, and then you want to make that because it feels cool. But it really has nothing to do with whether it's actually a good mechanic or anything like that. It's just like, this feels cool. And that's one of the most dangerous design philosophies that you can have.
The space you cleared allowed us to reclaim several important tools. We can now upgrade our machine.
Because then you just can't know, like,
What is it?
is the system gonna work? You know, you're just guessing and hoping that it's gonna work at the end of the day. Because you don't actually know if your system is a good system. You just know that it sounds cool, right? And it's a very
On with the work.
low-level way of designing games in general. It's how most people do it, to be honest, but it's still really bad. So where do we want to smack this Exalt? This is a level 56 ring. I don't really want to Exalt a level 56 ring. Don't really want to do it on those either. Expert padded leggings. Alright, let's YOLO these boots. Full dress. That's a good start. It's a really good start. I'm not overcapped on lightning, which means we can't equip them. So these boots are basically a lot better than these already. But we still need to see what prefixes we can hit. It needs to get armor ES or preferably a big life roll, then it's OP. Alright, we got this. We're gonna get that. Why is this lighting up? Is that supposed to mean something? Or rarity? Increased effect of modifiers. I kind of don't like that. Also, why is it shorter to go from here to there? I don't know if I even want this, though. Monsters have 1 to 2 additional modifiers. That doesn't sound very good. And here, more effective prefix and suffix mods. I don't know if I like that. Increased pack size. That could be nice. I think we'll go over here and get essence. We need to do more essence crafting. I keep forgetting about it.
Fire, thank you. I need more time. I can't do that yet. Fall before me.
Oh, best yours? You think this guy is a bot? I think that guy might be a bot. I love poo. No, it says I of poo. What a guy. Alright, this map's done.
Speak.
Hello. On with the work.
So now we need to do tier 3s. Let's see how that goes. Patches of burning ground. Now the question is it a free success to do a lost tower? A waste of a map, but whatever. Any Archmage Spark players here? Yeah, only like every single one. Literally everyone. I don't really like this map. Because you have to walk inside before you can see inside, which makes sense, but it's annoying. You usually just walk straight into enemies that you can't see. Like your character can technically see more than you do. Like if you're standing, now it's showing it, of course. Like, if I'm standing here, my character could see inside there. And he could see what's in there. That's what I was saying before. I would like to play Flame Blast, but using the support that makes it appear on my cursor instead. And then just playing a very high cast speed Flame Blast build. Just going around like blam, 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 blam. And only using Solar Orb on bosses. That could be neat. And yes, that did count as a free successful T3.
Go on.
Yes.
All these Vol boys are so unfriendly. More limestone hideout. There's a boss over there. Let's go that way.
By Garukan!
Oh, ho ho. Yeah, trying to get back to it. I mean, I had gotten back to it, and then my computer started exploding. So just trying to get back to it now. Though it's gonna be Christmas soon, and then things are gonna get fucked again. But we'll get there. How long does it take for my energy shield to start? Look at this. My energy shield recharge is just, it's not good enough. It needs to be way faster than that. Did I figure out what was wrong with the PC? Yes, my capture card. I don't know exactly what's wrong with it, but I think when I was using my previous GPU, which was an NVIDIA, I think. Yeah, it was a 1060. I had no problems. But I bought a 7600 XT Radeon like last year when Dragon's Dogma 2 came out. And since then, I haven't streamed. And I think it's just not playing well with the drivers. Such a boring day yesterday. Saw that you were streaming, and when I got into the stream, it was ended. Yeah, I was gonna stream more, but I was just way too tired yesterday. I slept like 4 hours the day before. I went to bed at like 5 a.m. and I was trying to... turn my sleeping schedule around, so I set the alarm for like 11 a.m. or something. I was tired all day. And then I went to bed at like 4:30 a.m. again. So like, I don't know. Oh shit! The fire globe does look dope. It's my favorite fire spell. But it's really bad. Yeah, like honestly, I should have found it earlier. I feel a little bit bad about having to buy new computer parts to find it. 'Cause I had neglected to unplug the cap card, but I've had this capture card for almost 10 years, and I've never had a problem. That's why it didn't really click. That it, all of a sudden, like installing a new GPU caused that to stop working.
I have no space for that.
And other things threw me off as well, like my... It started happening when I like turned on my webcam and shit. Stream worked fine when I didn't have my webcam on. For a while.
Rare treasure.
And then that also started bugging out, so... Are you a witch now? No, we're a sorceress. Did you abandon the shaman you were experimenting with?
Yes.
If you mean the monk
Yes.
that I was doing like chaos damage with, then yeah, I parked that. It was really bad. So, not that. I just went back to this character. I really wanted to see if I could get this to work.
What can I
This was the first character I made. It 8% increased spell damage. Increased chaos damage. the monk isn't really working for me, why not?
What is it?
And this is an okay staff, I guess. Right, we have another Exalt. Let's smack it on these. Maximum mana. Don't have as much fun with the build that I was hoping. Fair enough. If you go Ranger, just play Lightning Ranger and it should be fine.
Solar.
But yeah, like Solar Orb right now. The pulses do 400 to 600 fire damage each. A Flame Blast does 10,000 damage. So if Solar Orb pulses for... It's up for 14 seconds, and it pulses every 1.4 seconds, which means we have 10 pulses here. If this pulses for the entire 14 seconds, it's doing roughly 5,000 damage. So it's doing half as much damage as one cast of Flame Blast. And Flame Blast doesn't even have increased damage much. It has one increased damage thing here. And one there. They're both bad. If I switch it around and I put the damage stuff in Solar Orb, then it does 8,000 damage. No, 7,300 damage over 10 seconds. So that's what I'm kind of sad about. Ignite damage isn't good either. Because right now, Solar Orb doesn't really do anything in the build. It can ignite automatically. In the middle, it always ignites. So I put fire exposure on it, which means that the enemies get reduced resistances. When they get ignited. But otherwise, like, even if I've made it bigger, right? But that doesn't matter, because it's not doing any damage. What's the point? What's the point of having bigger AoE when you can't put any damage on it? And that's what I was talking about before, like... There's not enough room to play mono fire with multiple abilities, because there are no damage gems to use. Only, that's not exactly true. There are more damage gems to use if you play crit, or if you play mana, but I'm not playing either. So for me, there's just nothing. And ouch! You also can't play Ignite separately, right? Like having one damage, like big damage nuke, and having another ability that hits less but ignites isn't really possible. Because you need a big hit to do damage. Or to ignite. So whatever your damage spell is likely gonna be your ignite. Except for Ember Fusillade. That's like the only thing I have. I don't even like that skill. That's why I think melee's in or melee and ranger is in a much better place right now because they can use pretty much all of the spell gems, and they have unique melee or like armor mechanics. They can use the infusion gem to get more elemental damage there. They just have more stuff. Spell supports are kind of not in a good place.
I have no space for that.
Thank you. I like the monk, but it's got a couple of different play styles in it. Some don't make a whole lot of sense. Like you've got killing Palm, right? And the idea of killing Palm is that you're supposed to execute enemies with it to get power charges and stuff. But it doesn't actually like work in practice. Because it's... most of the time, you're just gonna be killing the monsters outright. And going out of your way to, like, execute one monster to then use a power charge to finish them off or whatever. It's kind of clunky. So what people do is they just find ways to generate the charges by just attacking things more or less all the time, and then you don't need to do that. Which kind of defeats the purpose of like half of their skills existing in the first place, which is all of the palm skills. Now, I would love it if the pawn skills actually worked, because that would mean that the game is at such a slow pace that executing enemies makes sense, right? Because
I'm carrying enough already.
yeah, it's hard. All right?
Yes.
What can I do for you?
Big ass damage roll on this bow. Advanced zealot bow.
I'll be here.
6% chance to ignite. Was it your hair or shirt that decided your build? I don't know.
Yes. I'll be here. Waiting.
We're not down there yet. Wide belt.
So like I
Oh shit. Oh, it's the shrine that's dropping meteors. Alright, now they're my meteors.
I can't do that yet.
I think we're done. We are well past done.
Speak.
Greetings.
Crap.
I'll be here, waiting.
E9 life. 5 life regen. Worth keeping. Yes. That one's not. I do have 17 transmutes. Can use them a little bit more. Alright. Tier 3. More monster life, I like that. Quantity and rarity increased. Delirium. More life is honestly terrible for Delirium, but whatever. I don't even like Delirium. I'm okay with it ending early.
They know all your secrets. Nothing is hidden from them.
Son of Solarai!
I think mana potions unironically need a buff.
Not yet.
They're so small. And it ends. Secret door? There.
Stand, take you.
Thing is, without having more ignite gems, I feel like if I ever fight something that I can't ignite because it just has too much health or something, my damage is just cut in half. What the fuck? Jesus. Some random fucking shit just doing insane damage. What I have been considering is putting increased stun on Flame Blast almost, but there's just no room for it. It's the only skill that could have it, but there's no room for it. Because if I do, then it's either not going to do any damage or it's not going to ignite. And if I change either of those, that means that the skill is not going to do any damage. Enemies with bows and crossbows are the worst enemies in the game right now.
I have no space for that.
They do so much damage, and it's just unavoidable, and you're just like getting stun locked on at the distance.
Speak.
Yes.
Mana leech. That might actually be worth saving. Hybrid ES mana. That's probably also good. That's kind of shit. $135 life. No resistances. This has potential.
Dying is not on our side.
Yeah. Reach physical damage as mana and flat fizz. T6 flat fizz. Keep that somewhere. Among all the rest of the trash. Well, they do have increased max life here, so that also means increased ignite resistance. So things might not be as dire as it feels right here. But it's not far from. Oh, CC. No, don't want any of that. How's the Mega Mans? Speedy as ever. Yep. I literally, like, I stopped streaming for a whole year. And then when I come back and I look at Twitch again, first thing I see is CC playing Mega Man Maker a whole year later, and I'm like, alright. But you guys have a little community going. That, I mean, that helps keep it alive. It's the same thing with this game. The fact that there are new leagues every 3 months kind of keeps everyone active. So there's always like people around. And that's what makes it more fun. Like if this was just like a pure only single player experience, it would be a lot harder to keep returning to it. Which is why Grim Dawn is a dead game. Nobody cares.
Not yet.
Alright, that's the whole map. I am clearing too much, but
Speak.
just trying to get some items. I'm not trying to push gears that much right now. I always pick this up because this armor is so OP. It just has 78 life.
Waiting.
Go on.
Hello.
And I just pick it up every time I see it. It's so OP, but
Time is not
I
on
can't
my
use
side.
it. Crit mobs, more chests. Players are cursed with elemental weakness. Elemental weakness is actually doable. Because, like, right now, I have 102 resistances. So really the only thing that would be a problem is lightning. So you should have... I wonder how much it reduces it. It's worth checking. So we have 102 fire res. Also, why does the calculator always start like I'm blind? That's how big it should be there. I want the history on the side. And scientific one sucks, yeah. So we got 102 fire res, right? And here now we have a boss and we have a breach. I think we'll save the boss for not having lowered resistance. So we'll go in and die to the breach instead, but before we do that, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And we're back. I have to ask my mom. My mom wanted me to buy some clementines. I've been eating them. I don't know how many she wants, but I've been eating too many. I was gonna take one, but might eat into the supply too much. All right, let's die to this. Now our resistances are 87 minus 87, so 15, meaning assuming that this elemental weakness is always 15, you want to be 90, you want to have 90. And that's assuming that there aren't any exposure monsters. So you might want to have like 110 in all resistances before you count yourself as capped.
Not yet. A rare treasure.
We could also start trying to farm the Ascendancy. If we can't survive, at least we can farm some honor items to make it easier. But I think I would be fine. Because the Trial of the Sycamus, it really just boils down to, do you have enough? I'm not doing that until we finish the map. But it really just boils down to, do you have enough damage? Because tankiness doesn't matter there. Because all the mobs are retarded anyway. Like, they're just stupid. And I'm not doing ultimatum. Until they completely rework ultimatum, I'm never ever gonna bother with that. It's so fucking dog shit. Oh, chaos damage!
Weakling.
God damn it, fucked up my cooldown. I wonder how hard it is to get more stun on a spell build. I kind of doubt that it's worth it. Because I think all the stun is like way down in the warrior section. But even if you can just get like one stun wheel, that could be nice. Except that you barely have any real hit spells. But like this guy, Solar Orb doesn't even build stun on a small little skeleton. Barely does any real hit damage. What the fuck? Was it the shrine that did that? I'm still cold capped, dude.
Return to death.
Why are they so fucking tanky here? Jesus. Because they're all resistant to fire. This guy is fire resistant.
I have no space for that.
Right. Alright.
What is it?
Yes.
$21 Chaos Rest gloves.
On with the work.
That could be something. Rash.
Greetings. Time is not on our side.
We have another divine for the boots. Life. Life. Armor. They're not great, but they're not terrible. But we don't have any lightning resist anywhere. I don't doubt that'll make much of a difference, but I might buy a new cap card next month. Until then, we're gonna have to settle for the game running like crap.
I can't do that yet.
Fortunately, cap cards are expensive as fuck right now. Woo! Don't get hit by the big guy with the big mace. Basically.
No mana. Not yet.
It's a little bit misleading. Because I'm playing. I have two auras that slow enemies, so they're all like super slow. But they don't do any less damage because of it. So it's a little bit misleading, because when you see a big monster like wind up an attack, because it's so slow, it feels like it's not gonna do any damage, right? But it does full damage. So often you're just kind of standing there and like, oh, here comes the slow attack, this isn't gonna do anything. Blam! And then you lose 90% of your life. I can't really tell how good my slow aura is either, because I haven't been here without a slow aura. But even with the slow aura, it still feels like you get swarmed a lot. But I think it's pretty good. Like most of the time I can just kinda ignore the monsters. Map is complete. I don't remember. Was there a breach in the beginning? Or what was there? There was a strong box, unfortunately, and there was breach. Those big demon wizards are really scary. I think red means physical damage, because there are spells that are just red. I'm not 100% sure if it's like, if that means that it's physical damage or chaos damage. It might be 50-50 chaos physical. But I don't remember, because like when you're in Act 4 in the Belly of the Beast, there's a lot of red there, but I don't think it's chaos damage. So it should be, like, it would make sense if it was. All right, let's try to do a breach without getting nuked with chaos damage. Assuming that there's a breach here. Is he? Oh, okay, I think it's lightning. Those guys are lightning? And that guy's rare. Oh, we got a rare. Nice. I'm happy with just one rare kill.
Garukan favors me. I must travel light.
Quality that enhances mana modifiers on a ring or amulet. Attack modifiers, lightning modifiers. We got a regal. Alright, let's go do the strong box.
You are nothing.
Oh, it's a white. Alright, let's transmute it. Contained items have an additional socket, guarded by 2 packs of magic monsters. I am tempted to regal it, but I think it's not a good idea to regal like this early. But I think we'll do it anyway. Freezes you when activated. Perfect. That one is free. So stupid. The black smoke is so stupid. There's really no reason for it to have it at all. It just makes it almost unplayable.
Go on.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll be here. Waiting.
What is it?
What can I do for you?
Let's get a new firestorm.
What is it?
Alright, so we don't have room for these. There's no... nowhere to put them. We don't have a fragment tab or anything yet. Where do those go? Essence, currency, flask, gem, unique, extra, delirium, stash tabs. That's not the one. Because that's breach. There's no breach tab. So those are just fucked right now. Alright. Well, we'll just have to wait for them to fix things. This, like the runes, if they want the runes to exist the way they do right now, that needs to have a real proper thing in the currency tab. Because this sucks ass right now. I don't think there are any more we can stack together. No. So the catalysts... Just gonna have to put them somewhere else. Here. Alright, let's go do a boss. Area has patches of burning ground. Fine.
Fire, thank you.
But we pretty much need to replace every single part of our gear. It's all bad. Almost.
I can't do that yet.
This is the problem with Energy Shield. I was hoping this would be better in PoE2, because it would be slower. But Energy Shield right now... It's both OP, right? But at the same time, it feels just as bad as it does in PoE1. Because Energy Shield as a concept doesn't work in PoE1. Just waiting for it to recharge is just kind of stupid. And I'm just not recharging my energy shield. Especially on this map, there's a bunch of burning ground on the floor. And every time I walk into it, my energy shield recharge timer resets, so I guess for the upcoming levels we should try to get energy shield recharge start. Even if we can just like have it or something, that would be good. But I don't think it's that easy to get that much start of recharge.
Son of Dolorai! Didn't break a sweat. I need more time.
Wrong box. Like here in the middle somewhere.
I need more time. Ah, toxins.
Toxins! So what boss do we think this is gonna be? The Manticore? Manticore could be really bad. Because we don't have chaos resistance, and he does an absolutely fucked chaos attack that I don't really know how to evade, other than just being able to run behind him. But if you try to run behind him, he usually one-shots you with it. XP is like decent here, so I'm just trying to get some levels. Because levels mean life too. Not purely armor. Every level is life.
Fire, thank you.
Why is it so fucking hard to target the orb sometimes? And faster start of energy shield, faster energy shield recharge, faster start. We'll have to go down here now, I think. And just stack up more energy shield for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels. Feels terrible, but when you are at like your last 10 levels, the only thing that you should need yet then is more damage, more damage, more damage, in my opinion. You have 2 strong boxes. Oh, it's you again. Okay. The Eater of Children, their name here. Okay. Why not? Jesus.
Out of mana. Out of mana. Out of mana. I have no space for that.
Right. Oh, you can't teleport out. Gotta do it over here.
What is it?
What can I do for you?
9 to 18. This damage. Bleed bow. We can keep that, maybe. 129% increased fist damage. Advanced staff. I think I probably have enough of that, but I guess we can keep it. Thorns damage.
On with the work.
Let's keep that, that, and that. I'm not really particularly interested in making a Thorns build.
Yes.
Because I don't think I really want to make another Mace Warrior. And I have like one Mace Warrior build that I might make. But otherwise, like, not really. Or a Mace Mercenary even. And I'm just a little bit interested about trying Thorns, but not from a like dealing damage with it perspective, but more from like a defensive point of view. Skeeby's raiding with Party of 4. Hello Skeeby and Party of 4, how's it going? What do we have? It contains an additional unique. Summons volatile crags. Alright. Let's see how this goes. Just randomly walk around the whole time and maybe those volatile crags won't hit me. I can barely see them in all these fucking clouds they keep putting on the screen. It's so stupid. They fucking lied. It was gonna contain a unique. A chance chart isn't a unique. That's not fair. What the fuck? Is this the new Fandangle game everyone's talking about? Is it like Diablo? Well, kind of. In appearance and in gameplay to some degree. But the details are quite different in this one at least. Yeah, I mean it is still Diablo.
Speak.
But
Hello.
because like the core concept is still Diablo. You're going in, you're killing dudes, you're picking up loot, and then you're like progressing, right? But
Yes.
since the genre is moving more and more into, you know, dodge rolling and stuff like that, it is becoming less and less Diablo.
Time is not on our side.
Yeah, it's definitely better than Diablo 4. I will say that. Even it is still early access, and it is very early access. So the game, like you only have half of the game in, and the balancing and the tuning and a lot of the designs are just completely not where they should be. There are a lot of problems in the game. So unless you're like super interested in ARPGs, I would say hold off for a while. Yeah, I mean, I liked playing Diablo 4 to some degree. Like I played it for like 2 weeks and it was like okay to make some builds in it, but like the story was terrible. Hello Serby, thanks for the sub. And like I kind of liked making characters in it. I made a Frenzy Barbarian that actually felt pretty good. But if you actually get invested into the Diablo 4 system, it completely falls apart and it just feels terrible. It's because it's exactly like Diablo 3, right? Like you have some items that make Frenzy do like 10,000% more damage. And then that's all you can do until you find another item that makes another skill do 10,000% more damage. And then, okay, now I can also press that button, you know? And, if like the build that you wanted to make wasn't already like pre-created by Blizzard and put on an item, then you just can't do it. So like there's no real like build freedom or anything. It's just the items that exist in the game. Those are the builds that exist. And yeah, doesn't feel that great. But there's also so little content in Diablo 4. You know, like every class has like 3 abilities. And it's like you can't even mix and match them. It's just, oh, you want to play a bone necromancer. Okay, you have to pick all the bone spells. So there are like 4 ways of playing each class almost. At best. I actually like Diablo 3 a lot more than Diablo 4. Despite it looking like World of Warcraft. Alright, I think we're done. This game also has some build problems right now, though, but Exile has also always had build problems. We'll just have to see
Yes.
how it goes, because they have a completely different approach to everything right now. But what's weird is that
Until next time.
this game is meant to be a lot different from Path of Exile 1. Like, it's a lot more... It's more slow-paced, it's more deliberate. They have a much bigger focus on having multiple abilities that kind of complement your character and can handle different situations. But then a lot of the content is designed like Path of Exile 1, where none of that is, like, relevant. So... But right now we're doing the endgame, and the endgame is kind of just tacked on. They just, like, cobbled it together so they had something for people to do a little bit more long-term in the beta. So it's not like amazing. The story and setting should be the focus, not the grind and the endgame. I disagree, but the story and the setting has to be good for the endgame grind to actually be sustainable and fun for the people who actually like that too. I actually think having less story is better for ARPGs. That's the design philosophy of Diablo 2 at least. And I think that's why Diablo 2 is better than Diablo 3 as well, because it's not about having like elaborate dialogues and shit. It's about, you know, just playing the game more than it is about reading some shit.
Hello.
Did I finish this? I think we finished it. D3 hit the right balance for me. Well, the story was dog shit in Diablo 3 as well, but yeah, I mean, I played Diablo 3 a lot. Like 1,500 hours or something.
Perhaps a place to settle one day.
I don't think that the end game was good in Diablo 3 though. Running rifts is like one of the worst systems ever. And greater rifts. Like infinite scaling content is not good. You should not do that. Because it creates an environment. You know, like in theory it's fine, but what it does, it creates an environment where it feels like only like 3 builds are viable, because that's how infinite scaling content works. You have to have like certain setups for it to function at all after a certain point. And even if a player can choose to not do that and just aim for like lower stuff, when everyone else and like streamers and shit are all doing super high tier content in certain ways, that's what everyone's gonna want to do. And then the entire game just feels like shit and no one's happy. That's why I think PoE has a much better approach, where it's quite difficult to get to like the highest tiers, but it's not exactly about like pushing infinite content. It's about defeating the bosses, and often they add new bosses and stuff, right? For their league. So there's usually new stuff to challenge yourself with. And then it's over, because it's okay for an ARPG to be over. It's not necessarily meant to be an eternal grind. And that's where leagues, like the strength of leagues is that you can't put the game down and then come back when everyone else comes back with fresh changes and fresh new content, and then we go again. Well, yeah, I think a lot of games in this genre end up in the trap of players googling the best build for that patch and end up playing only that. That's not a game issue. That's just what people do. Most people don't want to just play the game. Most people want to just blast and, well, I want to be the best thing that you can be in this game. That's how the vast majority of people are. And it just is what it is, I suppose. Let's use this flask instead. It gives us more mana, but slower. Alright, so we have another Exalt here. This one is done, but I don't really want to use it, so... What are we exalting now? Do we have anything with Chaos on it? We have Chaos Lightning Rest Boots. We have a Chaos Ring... Chaos damage. You have to pay $30 on Steam or on their website. You also get $30 worth of in-game currency, so you can buy like the important stash tabs here, like the currency one. If you have it in Path of Exile 1 already, which you might not, then you have it for free already. As long as you link your accounts. But I wonder what they cost. So I think you get 300 points. 40, 115, 155. 290. You can get all of the important ones except for the map tab. You can maybe get the map tab if you don't get the essence tab. This is how they monetize the game. You buy some stash tabs, but really it's just like once, and you only need to buy the ones that you really need. The currency stash tab, the game is unplayable pretty much without the currency stash tab, unless you're just a story enjoyer and you just play through the story once. But if you want to do any kind of endgame grind, or if you like playing more characters, the currency stash tab is more or less mandatory. And then the unique collection tab, if you also play the game for a longer period of time. Like storing all the uniques that you find in the game in just normal stash tabs, it just completely obliterates all your storage space immediately. The talent trees? Well, if you haven't played Path of Exile before, this is what it looks like. This is how you build your character. But it's not as complex as it looks. Not even remotely. It's actually almost too simple. Because I'm a sorceress or a spellcaster. That means I start up here. And up here, all of the intelligence stuff and spell stuff, all of that is here. So like if you want to play a fire mage, you type in fire in the search bar, and it's gonna show you where fire exists. And there's not that much. So then you're just like, okay, I'm gonna go there and grab that. And that's pretty much how it works. Oh, so you missed the whole explanation? Alright. We'll save that. But yeah, like this isn't as hard as it seems, because it's just, you know, 20% increased spell damage, and here you get 25% increased armor. So if you're playing armor, there's like only 2 places you can get it. There's a little bit of armor here, a little bit here, so you just go and get it. And if you're playing fire, you just type in fire in the search box, and you can see where the fire is. And then you just look at like what's around where I'm going. Do I want to have critical hit? Do I want to have more mana? You know, what do I want to play, or what do I try to want to do with this character? And then you just pick a little bit. Is that what it's called? Yeah. This one here is called spaghettification. Alright, let's try to finish this map. And yes, having as many skill choices and stuff that they have, it is very hard to balance. But to be honest, it's not that big of a deal. To some extent. Like, it is bad that things are imbalanced. I'm not one of those people who think that, you know, single player games don't need to be balanced. I absolutely think it's imperative. But because the game is kind of a live service game, you know, not a, like kind of a, it is a live service game, right? And they keep patching it and updating it every 3 months. What that means is that even if the game is imbalanced in one way, in the last league you played, the next time you come back, it's gonna be completely different. And in that sense, the imbalance isn't necessarily a bad thing, because it can mean that it just changes up like what makes sense to play now, and that might change what you end up playing, so you end up playing you know, more varied things than just the same thing over and over again. He needs to go human. All right, dude, take care. Good luck being human. This guy is invulnerable, because he has regen, that's why. And I'm out of mana. I don't think I can kill him.
Need mana.
There we go. Eventually.
I have no space for that.
What is it? Go.
Greetings.
85% increased chaos damage, increased critical hit chance for spells. And the suffixes are full, so it's trash. Chaos Rest max life shield. Advanced, unfortunately, but could be decent. 27 to 53 fist damage. P7 flat. Advanced. I'm gonna sell it. E9 life and critical hit chance.
I'll be here, waiting.
Can have a couple of shields in storage.
Hello.
Staff was dog shit, just like every staff we've found in the last couple of days.
What can I do for you? Time is not on our side.
We should go gamble. I wonder, does gamble actually buy you items your level? Or are items you gamble just dog shit level 60 stuff?
By Garukan!
I sure hope it is your level, otherwise that's gonna be a really useless function. Oh, he has proximal tangibility.
Victory is mine!
That means you have to stand next to him, otherwise he doesn't take any damage. At this point, I borderline think Firewall might be a better choice than Solar Orb. Because it would ignite more enemies more reliably, even though it is literally dog shit. And Solar Orb isn't doing any damage at all. And it can't do more damage either. There are no more gems to put into anything. Like, the only thing I could do is, like, get Rage or something. Or put, like, support things into it, like Mana Font or whatever. Give it more crit chance. But it has, like, 6% crit chance, maybe. I think the biggest problem with Fire is that they are still insisting on ailments only having one stack. I think Ignites should stack forever. I think all ailments should stack forever. You shouldn't have to play like one. You only have one poison, or you shouldn't have to get more poison stacks. The only thing it adds, in my opinion, is that you can have stuff like that, where you can have like a unique that adds. You can have 2 ignites on at the same time, but I think it is very, very heavily damaging the game right now. To only be able to have like 1 ignite up at the same time, because it's ruining fire spells entirely. It's like, what's the point of Solar Orb's Ignite when I'm just gonna overwrite it with a stronger Ignite that's gonna last for like 10 seconds? That's just cutting Solar Orb's functionality in half. And it doesn't have any. Because what I felt about that was like you could put an Ignite on a boss or something, because you just put the Solar Orb right on top of them. But because the Ignites don't tick at the same time, what happens is that it's gonna be there for like 1 second. The only thing I can do with it is trigger better firestorms, but even with like 150% more AoE, the Ignite portion of Solar Orb is still so small that it doesn't even help for that.
What can I do for you?
So all I'm really getting of Solar Orb is just a way to target Flame Blast. And that's the only useful thing it's doing. And I think that's bad.
I'll be here.
I don't think that the skills that are meant for combos should be so useless that they are only good for combos. I think they need to have their own...
You're still here.
Oh, where did you come from? I think they need to have their own identity as well, beyond just doing one thing. Like Firewall, it doesn't do anything other than imbue projectiles. If you're not imbuing projectiles with it, it's not worth having. Except for very niche things, like just free summons of Raging Spirits, for example. But that feels more like a happy coincidence than an actual like facet of the ability, right? And that's why I think all ignites should always work. They should always do damage. You should be able to have infinite amounts of ignites on enemies. The only thing they need to remove is, you know, like refreshing durations of ignites with crits and stuff like that, because that might become unmanageable. But the same for poisons and for bleeds, you know, like there is no problem with poisons stacking infinitely in PoE 1. It's completely 100% fine. The only problem there is that you end up with like 2-minute long poisons, so you get like super range, like ramping gameplay where you have to attack the mob for like an entire minute before you're doing full damage. That's bad. But if poisons lasted for like even just 1 second, and you could scale that up to like 4 or 5 with effort. But right now I think it's like 2, and that would be fine too. I genuinely think there is no reason to limit ailment stacks at all anymore. I think it's only detrimental to the game. They need to add some Skyrim aim
I
assist.
have no space for that.
Because like if I strafe while I'm casting Ember Fusillade, it misses. Because it fires towards the monster, but the target acquisition and like the cast time of the spell isn't the way it should be. So it's like, okay, there's the target, and then it begins to fire. But it takes a while to fire, and while that happens, I'm strafing, and then it fires in a straight line, and then it misses.
Go on.
We already have that. I would love to play this as a staff, if it was a real item.
Yes. I'll be here, waiting.
We now have an Orb of Chance. However, I have no clue what kind of item I would want. Like, is there... I don't even know if there are uniques of every type yet. Like, is there a unique Pyrophyte staff? Is that worth chancing? What item level is that? I don't know.
Yes. Go.
Solarite flame! Need mana! Take you!
Half complete.
I'm carrying enough already.
Might be able to carry something more. Brigand mace there.
Yes.
What can I do for you?
Chaos rest, but it was a bad item. +1 charm slot plate belt.
Until next time.
I'll go for that. Flask life recovery rate. Womp womp.
Yes. Until next time.
One more portal, so we cannot bring any more items out. Let's go do the expedition there. Quantity of artifacts. Monster hits can't be evaded. Increased magic monsters. Monsters are immune to cold damage. Life cannot be leeched. Quantity. They have increased movement speed. Penetrate chaos rests. I wish it was a little bit more clear if you had something selected or not. It does become green, but still. Get one more. We'll take this one then. There. Or like 2 mobs down there. What the fuck?
Burn away.
What the fuck?
Sands take you.
That was it? That was pathetic.
I'm carrying enough already.
Okay.
I'm here. We came to Rayclast and met a
Yeah.
right. Speak.
What can I do for you? you next time.
We're actually quite low on armor scraps. There's still too many runes. Won't be able to fit that. That stuff goes here for now. I only have one jewel spot. That one's over there, not worth going all the way over there. We have 45% increased faster start. 60, 85, 95. That brings it from 4 seconds down to almost 2 seconds. Boss, Expedition, and Corrupted. I'm 100% dying here. Fuck! Jesus! Wasn't there another, like, I felt like they showcased a fire spell with, like, bouncing projectiles. Did they just delete that skill? Or did they give it to the druid? Either way, I wouldn't have wanted to play that, because bouncing projectiles are stupid. But, I'm saying... Because it's like one of the earliest things that showed up. But so was the druid. I guess there were problems.
Not yet.
Jesus fuck.
Didn't break a sweat. Force away. must travel light. Ah, toxins.
I think at this point, well, I'm a little bit torn. But I think at this point they could make transmutes drop a little bit more, because I think it's good to have to pick up items and disenchant them for a while, but I think that's something that you should grow out of, and I feel like it's mostly good for the campaign. And here we could have a bit more currency drop. Yeah, fine. I'm never getting that staff, dude. Never, ever, ever.
By Garokan! I have no space for that.
Hello there.
Alright, let's try to spec into ES recharge a little bit. This is what I would play, I would say. Excess life recovery from regen is applied to energy shield. But it's all the way over here. So I feel like you kind of have to play some kind of Templar build to do that. There is reduced effect of ignite on you. There's a little bit of fire if you go this way. There's a little bit of fire here. But this is also a crit node. So going over here, just for Zealot's Oath, 5% reduced movement speed, bro. That's so that you can have more movement while you're attacking, I guess, but it depends on what attacks remain completely stationary, I guess. Increase attack damage if you cast a spell recently. I like this. This is my favorite node in the game. Barrel force. Attack damage. That one's not done. Shapeshifting looks like it could be actually fun in this game, as opposed to how it usually is. This shapeshifting is almost never enjoyable. Because it usually just turns into either you're a bear all the time, or you're never a bear. So having it be more fluid, I think is good, and being able to just have more
Until next
synergy between the two, I think is also good. We'll see how it pans out, though. What I'm mostly hoping for is being able to get more fire spells for my fire wizard. But
Oh, shit. I'm wrong.
I'm wrong.
Don't drink the water.
But
Life in the desert depends on
I'm
thirst.
worried that they're gonna lean too much into the whole combo thing. Because that Volcano, for example, what they showed of Volcano was that if you put it on the ground and then you slam near it, that's gonna make it spew more fire. And what that's gonna mean is that if you don't slam near it, it's gonna be a bad skill. So you might just not be able to play Volcano without playing a slam thing next to it, which I don't enjoy. I think it would be better if they're like good, and then they get a little bit better with a combo, more than being like they're shit and they get twice as good with a combo. Monster hits are always critical hits. Monster hits break armor. Monsters gain 100% of damage as extra lightning damage. All damage from monsters' hits contributes to poison magnitude. Monsters do not grant flask charges. Monsters have 100% chance to avoid being ignited. Monsters penetrate 30% fire res. Right? There's a lot of cancer shit here. So let's just grab a bunch of flags. And then we grab like increased items quantity found. Tends to avoid ignite, and let's take this one here. I think I could take the armor break too. It would probably be fine.
No mana! Solarite iron!
Stay safe.
We did it. Alright, so what is this shabby hood?
This has a history of its own.
Reduced max mana, 15 cold res, 16 chaos res, 100% increased mana regen rate. Okay. That's basically just a low-level Chaos Rest helmet. That's what that is.
By Garukan!
I'm gonna have to go after this map. Need to do some chores and stuff. Probably go for a walk to the grocery store again and get some more clementines for my mom. 'Cause I ate them.
Didn't break a sweat.
Gem Cutter's
I must
Prison.
travel light.
Wonder what skills are worth gem cutting. Embers deal more damage for each previous ember. Solar Orb is... This increases its DPS. But that doesn't matter because it sucks. Flame Blast, more cast speed. Firestorm, impact radius. It's not terrible. Temporal Chains, increased effect of curse. I know what we're putting it on. Temporal Chains.
I speak. Yes.
I think this is actually like decent. 65 to maximum energy shield, but it's not amazing either. Like it is a T8 roll. But I don't know. I don't think it's worth regaling.
Until next time.
I don't particularly like energy shield that much. And now we have all the skills where they should be. For some reason it doesn't count me as having temporal chains equipped, but we do. We're not using anything else. I could probably use Infernal Cry, but I don't want to. We could make them explode, but it's not. I don't think it's worth it. And I don't really like it either. And I've tried baking in some other stuff here too, but it's too difficult. That's the thing, though. Like, all of the staves are... They kind of lean towards a certain element. Like, the chiming staff is a lightning one, I think. No, it's a cold one, maybe. I'm not sure. The chiming staff might be everything. Because it gives you... Rune of Power, right? I kind of assumed that this was like the second lightning or the second ice staff. But I think there might not be a second lightning staff or a second ice staff. I think there are only 2 fire staves. 1 lightning staff, 1 cold staff, and then there's this one, the chiming staff that gives you Sigil of Power. And I think this one is neutral. But I'm not 100% sure. Because it gives me cold stuff there. I've also seen it roll Chaos. And like getting Chaos on a Pyrophyte staff, I don't even know if that's possible. We're only getting this boss. I don't know what's up with that. And not only do we need a new fire staff, but I need a new firebolt staff. This one actually does not work in my build. So we need either a Sigil of Power staff, so a chiming staff, or we need the basic fire staff. And the reason for that is I have a lot of increased duration stuff, so like playing Living Bomb is just shit.
I need more time.
I think this is a fun boss fight. It's not very hard, but it's pretty hectic.
I'm carrying enough already.
Good morning, OCAB. How's it going? Get through Act 1 yet? Oh yeah, my alarm is ringing because it's time to do my fucking laundry. Yeah. I'm gonna go do my laundry, go to the grocery store, probably buy some snacks or some shit. Clementines for my mommy. Well, I'm not going quite yet. Yeah, see you, Jano. Buy some. No, we're not buying candy. Anything but sugar. I have to stop eating sugar. Otherwise it's over. See, I want... Uh-oh, uh-oh, oh, this is bad. And let's not be stuck there. I want to like Firestorm, but it is so impossible to use. Doesn't make sense. Well, over is a spectrum. Could always be more over, dude. There's always more over where that came from. Oh, you're on the spectrum? Which one?
What is it?
Greetings.
Critical hit hammer. I want that, but... Max life, spirit, dex, lightning, reservation, expert armor. Okay, we'll keep that.
On with the work.
Spectral uncle. When I lose durability, you can't repair me. You need to put the Zod rune in me before I break. Reference is older than you are. So I took some liberties that are actually called ethereal in Diablo 2.
I need more time.
Just random lightning thing and some poison on the ground. Be starting over? Well, I'm playing softcore, so.
What is it?
Yes.
I am not doing hardcore in the current state of the game.
On with the work.
I don't make enough money through streaming to do that. You gotta have to pay me a lot more for that. The game is not in a state for hardcore right now. It is so fucked, dude. Armor is basically paper tissue. Energy shield is ridiculously overpowered. You can just have like 10,000 health through energy shield and be immune to chaos damage. Which also means you're immune to bleeds. There's twin blades. Not exactly. It's just a quarterstaff. It just looks like that. And then there's a skill for the quarterstaff to make it like have blades on each tip. Yeah. I know, right? I want to be a human warrior too. I want to be a human paladin. That's what I want to be. But yes, we died. Very sad. Swords will be... I don't think we'll get swords for like 2 months at least. Because next up is spears and the druid, which is shape-shifting and some nature, like... From what I understand, the druid has like physical fire and lightning spells. They work slightly differently. They have like their own mechanics a little bit. Like you can summon a little volcano, and if you then turn into a bear and just stomp on the ground next to it, it just spews more lava, stuff like that. And yeah, we're getting a druid. It's not. It's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be a little bit like in D4, but hopefully it's better. It's because druid was fucking garbage in D4. Yeah, D4 bad, dude. But it's gonna come with a tornado spell. It's gonna be able to turn into a bear. They have showed the wolf back in the day, like 5 years ago, but they have never shown the wolf since. But it's not like a werebear. It's an actual bear, right? And then it has its own attacks that you can use. And it's more fluid, so like you shapeshift into a bear when you press the bear skill. And then if you press a spell, it just shapeshifts out. So, but that's how it works in D4 too. And with that, we'll also probably see wolf summons, which is something completely new for Path of Exile, more or less. We pretty much only have golems and undead, but we're seeing more stuff like other summon types now. So we'll get wolves. Like I said, the tornado, which is probably a physical spell, but if I remember right, and the way it works in PoE 1 is that you can kind of give it other elements by like shooting at it with projectiles or whatever, but I don't know if that's how it's going to work in 2. Otherwise, it just kind of sucks in enemies. Which is nice. I really like that. It like Black Hole in Diablo 3 is one of my favorite spells in D3. Because it just does that. Like you can just put it down every 15 seconds, suck up some enemies, and then you put some comets on them, which is nice. It also has some kind of lightning storm channel ability. You channel it, and the longer you channel it when you cast it, the longer it lasts. And I think it also comes with a bunch of supports that change when we can cast things. I imagine we'll get the cast on stun, which means we'll be able to slot like fire spells on a warrior with a two-handed mace and just go around bashing people in the face, and it'll cast like volcanoes and shit. Which is probably gonna be dog shit, but you know, who knows. Did you play Sacred back in the days? A little bit, but not that much. I was never much of a fan of Sacred because it looked kind of ugly. Like, genuinely, the only reason I never got into Sacred was that the Dark Elf had stupid shoes. He had those little curly Krakow shoes, and I thought it looked retarded. but also, like, the game wasn't any... It was worse than Diablo 2. There's no other way to put it. It was just worse than Diablo 2, so coming from a Diablo 2 and, like, Baldur's Gate 2 background, the game just felt worse, so I just didn't really feel much for it. I don't think I ever played Sacred 2. I played one... I played 2 Sacred games. Sacred 3, which is dog shit, and then I played one of the first ones, but I didn't play it much. So, but I need to go do the laundry and maybe go to the grocery store, so I'll be back in, I don't know, an hour and a half or something, maybe 2 at most, and then we'll continue trying to find a new staff, which is literally impossible. Anyway, thanks for hanging. Don't want to say have a good night yet, because it's not that late. Anyway, I'll see